Hello guys, welcome back into another video here on the driver page. We are playing World of Outlaws dirt racing. We are at Cedar Lake, and I'm going to do kind of a setup of what I have so far at Cedar Lake. Now what I've done is I've set everything to the hardest difficulty. I've got it on the advanced setting where the AI is on legendary. Everything is like all the way to 100, the whole 9 yards, so I could get the fastest time I could see, which is an 11:873 right here. Now the fastest time I've gotten so far myself is like a 12:083, somewhere around in there. Getting 2/10 off of that is going to be difficult, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. Getting around, and you can see right now, right so far, my best lap is a 12:173. So what we're going to do is run some laps here, and I'll show you all how I drive the track and my time, and then we'll. All right, guys, we're going to run some hot laps here and let y'all kind of see the line I run for this track. Like I said, around 12:1 somewhere. I know it ain't the fastest. I'm trying to get down to 11:8 on this track. And I won't talk a whole lot during this so y'all can hear the engine. I knew it was gonna happen. All right, guys, let's go back and look at the setup here. Of course, as you can see, 12.2, 12.2, 12.178, 159, 140, 110, 189. So around a 12.1 is about my max so far at this track. 12.0, 12.1. So now, as far as setup, the qualifying setup, which it's hard to see, I know, probably on screen, so I will leave it here for a while, make sure my head ain't blocking anything. Left front camber angle, there we go, that makes it easier for y'all to see. Camber angle 3 degrees, 320 on the spring rate, shock bump, shock rebound, tire pressure on the front. The tire pressure I hadn't played with a whole lot, to be honest with you. Right front, a negative 3.5, 300, and then the bump and rebound tire pressure you can see. Brake bias, I don't use brakes much, and so that really doesn't matter to me. Now, the left side weight for Cedar Lake, I have it maxed out, and the cross weight, I have it maxed out. The ride heights, I really haven't done a whole lot with. On the miscellaneous, the wheel lock, I did change it from 24 to 30 degrees. And I left the tire compound at soft, which I haven't messed with the tire compound much either. Spring rate on the left rear, 280. You can see the shock rebound, the shock bump, 5.5 on both of them. Tire pressure there at 8 PSI. Spring rate, 200 pounds. 5.5 valving, 4.0 valving. Again, the tire pressures and the staggers I hadn't messed with a whole lot. Now, here's something I have messed with, is the J-bar. I've got it as high on the frame as it can get on for this track, and as low on the pinion as it will get on this track. I've been everywhere in between. You can get down, like if the lower on the lower, if you think that statically the J-bar lower on the car, It gives it more forward traction, but it also makes it tighter. So you have to kind of find a common medium there. Now at 16, like a 6 degree difference between the frame angle and the pinion angle is pretty good, and that's where I run it at for a while. And I think, to be honest with you, where I run that the 12083, it was at 16 on the frame and at 10 on the pinion. So that's something to kind of work with. You can play around with a little bit, but it's kind of a give and take. Like, you can do stuff to get forward traction and make the car tight, and then you go through your springs and other things to kind of loosen it up to help it turn, but it still has that forward traction. Ride height, I haven't messed with it a whole lot. The rear weight, I went up and down the scale with it. It does give it more forward traction if you go up, like at Cedar Lake mainly. But if you go up on the rear weight, it supposedly gives it forward traction, but I didn't see a huge difference. I actually got slower the more rear weight I put in it, and this is kind of the happy medium here. And then the gear ratio, I've been up to 650, and I've been down as low as 490 on this. And like 540, 520 maybe too low. 540 is all right. 560, 580 in that range. You really don't gain or lose much with that. Maybe if you're trying to get down to like minute tenth of a second, you might change that there. But I didn't. I mean, I've been up and down the scale with it and didn't get a whole lot out of it. So, anyways, now what I'm gonna do is I'll probably copy this same setup over for my race setup if I was going to race. The only thing I think I would change if I was going into the race setup would be to take a little bit of left side weight out of it. I would probably go down to 54 to 53 and a half on the left side weight. And I would probably take my right rear spring rate up to about 240. And the reason being is because with this setup for qualifying, there ain't nobody on the track, so you can run the car as hard as you want to run it. But I feel like if I get into traffic, it'll be too tight. Like if I get in the corner and it's in traffic, it'll pull the nose. And so a stiffer right rear will help on the throttle turn the car if I need to turn it. But those will probably be the only things I would change for the feature setup. So that would be my custom feature set. I would just copy this over and just change those couple of things. That's kind of what I do on for Cedar Lake. I'm working on other tracks right now as well, and I'm setting them all at the advanced hardest level to try to get the fastest time as far as the game shows. Like your goal time for each track for practice and all that stuff, and I'm trying to reach that. So this will be kind of a setup for this track, and then what I'll do is as I get faster, I will update it. Hey guys, well, I hope this gives you a good starting point for a setup on your car and kind of an idea of what I've done here and how I drove the car. If it has, please consider smashing that like button, guys, because it helps out tremendously. With that being said, we will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.